we are here with Rebecca Bender, who is going to be one of our presenters at the upcoming Shared Hopes Do You Know Lacy event here in Portland, Oregon on October 4th and 5th. And we're Skyping in here with Rebecca today. Rebecca, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. I love the background scenery. It's a beautiful day.
Yes, it is.
Down there. Now, Rebecca, before we get into the Do You Know Lacy event and with your two presentations there, maybe tell our viewers, a little bit about your story.
Well, I was born and raised here in Oregon, and vulnerable youth, you would call me, kind of came from a little bit of a broken home, still kind of middle class, but divorced parents, looking for love in all the wrong places, easily lured out by a trafficker, a pimp, when I was about 18. He really took a lot of time, about 6 months, to really get to know my dreams and my fears. So that first time that I kind of had a vulnerable state, he slipped right in to kind of promise me all of the things that I one day hoped for. It was after that he convinced me to move away with him and really seclude me from family and friends. Unbeknownst to me at the time, I just thought he had some great house for me in another town. And about 6 years took place of a lot of violence and abuse, and just trafficked me, mainly in Las Vegas, but a lot of different cities all over the U.S. In 2007, the FBI raided our home for actually organized prostitution. So there were several girls that were living in the house and really allowed me an avenue to escape. And I'm very thankful that I have a really strong family and a really strong support system now. And I was able to call on them to send, plane tickets home for me and my daughter. But not a lot of girls out there have that. They don't have anywhere to go home to. They don't have anyone they can call. And so I've dedicated my free time to help victims around the world. I went and lived in London with an anti-trafficking organization. And now I'm back here in Oregon, just really wanting to spread the word about awareness and prevention and bring healing to other girls that don't have anywhere to go.
Wow. And now, wow. I mean, going from 2007, when the FBI had raided the home, to here we are now, 2012. This beautiful family, and you're out there speaking out and sharing your story. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing down there, and where you are in Oregon. I mean, you're working with an organization there right now, aren't you?
Yeah, we are in Southern Oregon, so kind of Grants Pass, Medford area. Mm-hmm. And right now I'm the director of mentoring for Redemption Ridge. We are a local organization that's a group safe home. We are looking at a property right now that's zoned for over 8 dormitory-style houses. Wow. So we're really in the infancy stages. Our board has been established for several years, but we are really in the groundbreaking stage. We're wanting to raise funds to finish buying the property and getting those 8 houses built and really just develop the structure that's going to best suit the girls that are going to be sent to our house.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, did you ever see? I mean, obviously, it's been a few years now, but boy, did you ever see yourself doing what you're doing now and speaking and living around the world?
It's crazy because when my husband and I went on our very first date 3 years ago, we just celebrated 3 years married.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And he picked me up on his motorcycle, and we drove to the Rogue River to have a little picnic overlooking. And we talked about the dreams and goals that we had in our lives and visions for someday in our future. And the one thing that really combined us is that we both someday wanted to have a youth home in some capacity. Mm-hmm. We both really felt being called toward helping youth, vulnerable youth, or at-risk youth. So as time went on and both of lives have taken place and we've had a baby every year almost, wow. It's been really amazing to have this opportunity present itself to us, because we see, you remember 3 years ago, this was the one thing that bound us together.
Wow.
Here we are having an opportunity to come live on over 100 acres of organic farmland. Wow. With 8 dormitory-style homes of at-risk youth. And so, we don't know where else the future is going to hold, but this is where we always have wanted to be. So we're really thankful.
That's incredible. Well, hey, you know what? We've got, there's so much in your story and to share. And, coming up here at this Do You Know Lacy event in Portland, Oregon with Shared Hope on October 4th and 5th, being able to expand a little bit about your your experience and story and such. And now you're presenting twice on day 2. Maybe tell us a little bit about your 2 different presentations that you're going to be giving at the event.
Great. Well, day 2 is going to be a break. I believe what they're calling breakout sessions. It's going to be, I believe, about 9 or 10 different topics that everyone at the event that's registered can choose from. One of the sessions I'll be teaching is called Inside the Mind of a Victim. And it's actually about learning how vulnerable youth come, go, and stay in a life of sexual exploitation. We really want to use the Inside the Mind of a Victim curriculum, which I wrote myself, which I'm really proud of. I didn't think I'd be able to ever write a curriculum. It's really about breaking the mindset of a culture by first changing our own mindset on what victims look like. A lot of people have the idea that victims are going to be running to them in tears, thank you for saving me. So they're really shocked when they meet some girls that are hard and have been calloused, and really you're breaking their dream. They've believed this dream for so long. That's what has kept them in that horrid scenario for too many years. And so they're kind of mad at you in the beginning. They think it's your fault and you're ruining their dream. He promised me a Cinderella story. Why are you ruining it? So that's really what we want to do. We want to prepare people for the realities of how sometimes these girls act and respond, so they know how to respond to that richness.
Wow, that in itself, that presentation in itself, that breakout just seems like it's, worth the whole event to be able to come and hear from you. Now, tell us about this other presentation you're doing. The
second session is called Survivor's Roadmap to Recovery. And what I've tried to do is kind of take the roadmap of a victim from beginning to end and cut it in half. And the second session is going to be that second half of recovery, how to mentor girls to success, the keys that are going to be really beneficial. Looking back, what I can remember that's been really helpful in getting me what we call successful, restored, renewed, job, business, husband, family now, and that it's an ongoing growing process. Things come up even still in our everyday lives, and I go, that triggers memories, and how do you get through those? Who do you turn to? What's a healthy way to get through those memories, to heal from them, process them, and move on in a healthy manner? So it's really about identifying those obstacles on the roadmap so that they can avoid them, or you can help the girls that you might work with now avoid upcoming roadblocks. Don't go that way, come this way.
Absolutely.